There are so many people, so many industries, so many entities out there willing to fraud you, to scam you, to take your money. The self-development industry, that is definitely one of them. And we're going to talk about it today, you guys. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra. This is Kendra Creates. This is where I share my weight loss journey with you. Hopefully I can help you out along the way if you're on a weight loss journey. I also talk about commentary on a variety of topics, including health, wellness, fitness, weight loss, stuff like that. And you'll definitely learn about me along the way. So if that stuff sounds good to you, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel. All right, guys. So I wanted to talk about like the whole entire self-development industry and why they're toxic and why you can't really trust them. Okay. Now, I know that self-development in generally speaking, is a good thing. We want to be our best selves. 100% agree with that. But this self-development industry, y'all, it's a mess out here. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it, you guys, if you don't know, I've been having a really tough time in my life. I did a whole entire video about my mental health. Make sure you guys check that out if you have not already. I've suffered with mental health issues like all my life. So it's kind of on and off, like how my moods are and the things that I'm going through and how it affects me and how the symptoms present, and it's up and down, y'all. So I just started up with a brand new therapist. And there's a stark contrast between therapy and self-help books and self-help gurus. And so this was on my mind, and I was like, I hadn't talked about this kind of stuff in a little while. I know I've been talking about a lot of weight loss stuff. Hey, check out my weight loss content. But I wanted to talk about this stuff because part of health, part of wellness is mental health, right? And you guys always know that I have your backs, and I'm watching out for you with these scams and these scammers and these influencers. Because I don't want you to be taken advantage of by someone on the internet. They're just waiting for someone at their most vulnerable times to pounce on them and take advantage of them. So that's why I wanted to talk about this today, because I have been in that population, right? I have been easily able to be taken advantage of at your lowest lows. You know, if you want to lose weight, you want to get healthy, you want to get into shape. There are these health and wellness influencers out here, fitness influencers, fake weight loss coaches, all these people willing to take your money, okay? And the same thing can be said in that personal self-development space. And so that's the first thing that I wanted to roll into talking about, was the fact that these self-development people have an obsession with perfect health. Okay, guys, I know that health is wealth and it's great to be healthy and all of that. But your health does not define you as a person. I want to just throw that out there, and I just want to say that. And I also want to say that it necessarily doesn't define your circle, your people, your friends, your family, because we're all at different levels of health, right? We're all at different places in our lives, right? We all have different income levels and access, affordability. That also takes a toll on people's health, their ability to afford things like groceries, right? Or their access. Me being in a large metropolitan area, I have access to a lot more resources than someone who lives in a rural area like I used to. So I definitely wanted to talk about this because I feel like a lot of these people make you feel bad if you're not at a certain level of health or wellness. And a lot of that honestly has to do with weight. Let's be real. And the first person that pops to my mind is our dear friend Rachel Hollis. Oh gosh. If you guys have not watched my breakdown of Miss Rachel Hollis, I legit went to one of her events. Please watch that video. Like, the people that watched it, they loved it. Hey, y'all. My audience is out there. I know they, want to see these types of videos, and I wanted to talk about it. Absolutely. I want to read what she wrote in her first book called Girl, Wash Your Face. She was basically talking about this person called Pam. Oh my God. Justice for Pam, okay? Justice for Pam. Because in this book, she talks about Pam. And basically, she's saying, do you want fat friends? Do you want fat friends? Just listen. So we are imagining Pam as our friend that lost weight but gained it back. Y'all, would you respect her? Would you count on Pam or the friend who keeps blowing you off for stupid reasons? Would you trust them when they committed to something? Would you believe them when they committed to you? No. And I just have so many problems with that because our society is filled with diet culture. They tell you that you have to have this clean eating way of life and you can't eat processed foods and you have to get out and go to the gym and have this expensive gym membership and all of this BS. This is the reason why people yo-yo diet. I'm telling you. And this is the reason why I yo-yo dieted. But that did not make me lesser of a person. That did not make me have the inability to be a good friend or to be trustworthy or to commit to things. I've probably been successful in every aspect of my life except weight loss, okay? But it was because I lacked knowledge in a lot of different areas. And on top of that, I was not set up for success, and given the proper tools to do that. And a lot of people aren't, So instead of writing people off because they aren't a certain dress size or because they do not have a certain level of health, that is not a reason not to be friends with someone or to affiliate with someone. Now, I am not talking about toxic enabling people that just want to purposely feed you unhealthy foods, and people that want to bring you down and sabotage your weight loss or your health efforts or things like that. I'm not talking about those people. I'm just talking about your friends and family that, care about you, but you don't want to be associated with them because they're fat. Let's be honest. Okay? Plus, everyone is not healthy for other reasons. We are even talking about people with disabilities that make it harder for them to do things, even if they are slim. Are you just not going to be friends with someone who has a chronic illness that has to constantly cancel on you or rearrange plans because, they have a flare up, right? So I do not like this obsession with perfect health because I feel like it is not a determinant of your personality and who you are. I also want to talk about toxic positivity. And what is toxic positivity? We define toxic positivity as the excessive and ineffective overgeneralization of a happy, optimistic state across all situations. We are not always happy people, basically. And the process of toxic positivity results in the denial, minimalization, and invalidation of the authentic human emotional experience. That is a whole mouthful of words for a lot of the feels. And I wanted to talk about this one because as I go through the process of therapy, I'm thinking to myself, my therapist is allowing me to feel how I really feel. Like, I am pissed off. And she's very calm. And she's like, I see that makes you very angry. But she's allowing to feel my feelings. And I feel like a lot of these guru types, they don't allow people to do that. They want you to take that toxic situation that you might be in or that negative thing that happened to you, and they want you to try to make it positive or see a light at the end of the tunnel. And it ain't always like that. Sometimes somebody needs to tell you that the situation that you're in is bad and you need to get out of it, and it's not good and it's not positive. There's nothing positive about this situation. And I feel like it can be minimalizing to people. It really can be, because basically you're telling me that my experience, it isn't that bad. It isn't that bad at all. And it really is bad. And I feel like this puts people in a lot of bad situations for too doggone long. Abusive relationships, toxic family relationships. It's just like, just accept abuse and harm because these people are your family. And that's just not how it's supposed to work, right? And it can also be seen as kind of gaslighty. Like, I know that I'm feeling this, and I know that I'm feeling this for a reason, but no one is validating my feelings. They're telling me that I should, just be happy, or just be cheerful, or you shouldn't feel this way. You got to think about it on the bright side of things. You got to just, be happy. And life is just not always like that, y'all. Life isn't always like that. There's one thing that I do in my weekly videos that I post about my weight loss journey and things like that. And I do have a positive word. And the reason why I have that positive word is because in a weight loss journey, you have a lot of down moments. And I talk about those. And I also talk about positive stuff too, because I know that it can be a mixed bag of emotions that you could be going through. And I think that people need a good balance of both of those things. People need to tell you, yeah, that's a really messed up situation. But then people also need to tell you, yeah, you have to kind of think about the good things in your life that are not that situation. But then also equip you with tools to combat that negative situation. So what are we going to do now? And I think that is one thing that therapy does that these self-help fake gurus don't. They do not equip you with the skills, the resources, the abilities to get over those negative situations. So, you got to get over that toxic positivity, y'all, and start seeing things from a more objective point of view. Another thing I wanted to talk about was hustle culture. So what is hustle culture? Hustle culture, also known as a burnout culture, centers around the idea that working long hours and sacrificing self-care are required in order to succeed. And we all know that just ain't true. It is just not true. The promise is that if you give work all your attention, you can achieve anything and everything. And we hear a lot about this, like in the boss babe, MLM type world. Like, you just have to work harder. You just have to do this. You just have to do that. And then you'll just automatically get success. And I guess that kind of ties in with toxic positivity as well, because some things just aren't made for you. Some things just aren't meant for you, And aside from that, it makes us sacrifice ourselves for something that may not be as important as it should be, right? Because a lot of people are out here sacrificing their health, their family relationships, things that are a lot more important than whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you're hustling for. And then it also puts upon us a feeling of inadequacy. If we can't hustle, then something must be wrong with us. If we can't devote 1 million hours in our day to something, something must be wrong with us. If we can't, we all have the same hours in a day. I hate that saying. Then we're obviously the problem. And life just does not work like that. You have to understand that people have certain privileges and certain advantages and just lead a totally different life than you do. And sometimes you just can't do it all. And I believe that is one thing that therapy teaches us, that self-care is very, very important. And as I have my session with my therapist, My therapist is asking me, do you have help? Do you have help? Is there a certain way that you can get help for certain things that you need to do in your life? Do you have time for you? Do you do fun things? Well, what is it that you do for fun, you know? So I believe that because of the feelings of inadequacy and then also the general feeling of being overwhelmed and being burned out from doing so much stuff, that gets to people. And they feel like they're never going to succeed because of what they've been told as a society. And this is what self-help teaches people. Self-help teaches people that you have to do everything. You have to get up at 5 a.m. You have to do a 20-step skincare routine. You have to eat clean and healthy. You have to put on this facade of everything is wonderful and everything is beautiful and your whole life is together and you just got it going on, and it leads to burnout. And it is just the complete opposite of things that your therapist should be telling you. And so I feel like when it preaches and teaches that hustle culture, it's just a lie. Let's talk about fake gurus. I'm talking about the scams and the scammers. Okay, so the front people for these self-development books and programs and classes and courses, they're fake. They are so fake. Like, a lot of them plagiarize their works. Rachel Hollis. A lot of them are fake with each other. They'll be friends one minute, the next minute they won't be friends. A lot of them will befriend people for their own personal gain. And even I believe that the death of Dave Hollis, which is Rachel Hollis's husband, showed us a lot how these self-help people are. They really capitalized and ran with that man's death. And I just thought it was wild, okay? Our good friend of the channel, Kia's World, she did a video a little bit about that, and she had a lot of excellent points about that situation.
Other people in Dave's life have shared their grief on social media, but a few stuck out to me. Mel Robbins, who is another self-help influencer I've talked about in the past, posted a heartfelt Instagram post about him. But then, if you're one of Mel's email subscribers, you got not one, not two, but 3 emails detailing her relationship with Dave that pushes people to listen to various podcast episodes of hers. Her second email reveals details of Dave's funeral, and Mel says she was chosen to give the eulogy. However, if you look at the funeral program, it shows Mel is one of several people that spoke in the remembrances section. But either way, Mel made sure to post about her experience several times on Instagram. Carlos Whitaker, who is some sort of author and self-help guru too, posted a few things on Instagram that caught my attention. The caption says, quote, "I'm laying here on the sofa shocked. I just talked to you Saturday afternoon. There wasn't a week that went by that you didn't find a way to tell me how proud you were of me and that you would do anything to help me win." I just found this post to be a very self-serving way to talk about someone passing. Carlos also posted a voice memo from January that Dave sent him, where he brings up his meltdown on Instagram Live that we all now call Pancake Gate.
That last book of mine that came out, I had a freaking implosion. So that you're walking upright, that you're sober, that you're able to even check your messages. It means you're doing just fine, my man.
Other than to show that Dave sent him voice memos, I don't understand the purpose of posting that publicly. The third slide is a text message from Saturday, which I guess is proof to show that Carlos was one of the last people to talk to Dave. This text has no context, so again, I don't understand why making these private messages public is honoring Dave's memory in any way.
And another example of this is just while I'm talking about the Hollises, I'm talking about the fact that the Hollises' relationship was not good. They eventually wound up getting a divorce. But throughout that time, when they were getting ready to divorce, like, you don't just wake up overnight and be like, oh, I'm getting a divorce, right? It builds up over time. They were charging $1,800 for a marriage retreat. Yeah. So they were giving advice, marital advice, and their marriage wasn't even good. And this is what I talk about fake gurus, okay? because they want to teach you how to live a certain life, but they aren't living that life. They have not the most faintest idea of what they're talking about, but they're selling it though. They're selling it to you though. That's just like with our friend Rachel Hollis. She tries so hard to be relatable in every single thing that she does. You know, even now, she still does it. It's just all a front. It's just all an act to make her appear a certain way to her audience. And it's just the same with like every other influencer person on the internet or on Instagram. They curate their news feeds. They curate, their stories, their pictures to appear a certain way. Even they want to appear chaotic in their lives, or, oh, my house is a mess and my kids have thrown everything everywhere, just to appear relatable, just so that they can sell you something or that they can shill a new product or whatever. Do not get caught up in these fake gurus, because they do not have their lives together, and they probably should get therapy too. And the last point I wanted to bring up is back on the fake gurus, but them focusing on themselves and not you. So in the self-help and self-development realm, they always talk about their story and they did this and they did that, basically to hook you in. And so you say, oh, I'm just like this person. Oh, they can relate to me because we have the same issues or the same problems. Oh, they can really help me because they've been there, done that. So they hook you in with this relatability. The focus is on themselves. The focus is not on you. If you go to therapy, the focus is on you. We can get down to the bottom of your problems versus trying to seek out self-help, self-development, whatever you want to call this mess, where the focus is on the guru person. Because we know that any chance that they have, they're going to take the time to turn it around on them and to tell their story and to make certain things about themselves. And make sure you guys watch my video that I did when I went to the Rachel Hollis event. She made sure to flip it around on her when people told them their stories or things that they wanted in life, which we see that as a pattern. We see that as a trend. We know how these people are. They want constant reassurance. They want constant feedback. They definitely want all eyes on them. They do. And that's probably why they chose the career that they chose. And it's really a shame because people get sucked into believing and they form a lot of parasocial relationships with these people. And it's really a mess because they really do look up to them. And a lot of them take major offense to someone, when they have their fall from grace. Because I'm sure a lot of fans of Rachel Hollis felt that way too. Not trying to get too much into her because we all know that, her situation could have been salvaged a little bit if she would have been more humble. If she would have, had a different PR team. But the focus is always on them. It is not on you. It is not on your, bank account because they're going to take your money. It's not on you and your problems in your life because they don't care. It is all about to make $1 and to make a buck. What course can they sell? What retreat can they have put on? Whatever. What speech or talk can they give? What event can they speak at? What event can they hold? What book can they write? Are they really giving you actionable steps and things that you can put into action into your life right now? Can they do that for you? And the answer most likely is no, because they don't know you. And the general stuff that they're giving could possibly even be dangerous. So y'all, do not seek these self-help people, seek therapy. I think that was like the main thing that I wanted to talk about. Because a lot of us have deeper issues than what can be solved with reading a book, okay? I mean, I guess some of us could read a book like if it was written by a therapist maybe, but that is just part of a healing process or a healing journey or a therapeutic adventure, shall I say. part of that could also be found in therapy. And there are several different therapeutic modalities. So you just have to find the best one for you. And then you also have to find the best therapist for you. And then your therapist might, refer you to see a psychiatrist if your problems are, to the point where you are in need of medication. So, I mean, it's not just listening to a speech and all my problems are solved, because that ain't how life works. You guys, I really want to spread awareness about this and so many other things going on the internet, that deal with us and our health and our lives and things like that are important, because mental health is health. And I don't want anyone out here suffering or being taken advantage of or scammed or any of that. So that's why I wanted to talk about this today. Spread a little awareness. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you can keep on getting videos like this from me. And make sure you continue to spread kindness in a world full of hate. I will see you on the next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Bye-bye.